Good afternoon, and thank you for attending this presentation. My name is Robin Moseley, and I'm a master's student at the University of Texas in Arlington. Today I will be conducting a leadership book review. You may follow along and take notes on the handouts that were provided. Please hold all questions until the end. Thank you. The book I will be reviewing today is called The 5 Levels of Leadership: Proven Steps to Maximize Your Potential by John C. Maxwell. John Maxwell is a very talented and well-known leader in the business world. He has his Master's of Divinity and Doctorate of Ministry. He was a senior pastor for 14 years and spoke at many different churches as a guest speaker. Maxwell is the founder of companies such as Enjoy, Maximum Impact, the John Maxwell Team, and Equip. He is also a leadership speaker and author. He was the keynote speaker at National Agents Alliance NAA Leadership Conference and the Symmetry Financial Group's National Conference. Maxwell has written well over 20 books and sold more than 24 million copies in 50 languages throughout the world based on leadership. In 2014, John was named the #1 leadership and management expert in the world by the Inc. magazine, and the New York Times has noted John as a #1 bestseller. As you may have guessed, John's work is in developing leaders. His leadership philosophy is everything rises and falls on leadership. The 5 Levels of Leadership is about just that, moving through leadership. The book is intended to teach any and all persons looking to rise the ranks in management by talking about how to progress through the stages of leadership. In his book, he states that a great leader is one that utilizes experience, knowledge, and talent. He goes on to say that anyone can become a great leader as long as they are willing to put in the time and effort. The levels in the book help you to acknowledge what level you're at and how to progress on. After reading the book, I noted several strengths. The book is easy to read, follow, and understand. It uses great examples in and outside of the business world, which makes them more relatable to those who are not in Fortune 500 companies. The principles can also be applied to other business besides management, such as interpersonal relationships. Maxwell explains each step thoroughly. He goes into detail about the good and bad, along with best behaviors of each step. He then does a good job of describing how to navigate and move up to the next level. While there were not too many weaknesses in my opinion, the few I noted are obvious even in the opening chapter. Maxwell repeats himself a lot, not word for word, but by re-emphasizing the same concept over and over. And yes, the book is based on leadership and how to improve, and he gives great examples and lots of details and parts of the books, but then he becomes very vague, especially when he's trying to repeat the same information. Therefore, it can be a little tedious to read as I kept thinking to myself, please move on. I understand this concept. I know that it is said repetition is good to commit it to memory, but at times it felt like he was beating a dead horse. Maxwell has accomplished a lot in his life and career, but in the book he comes off as arrogant, and this can make it difficult to really take his advice to heart and use it to apply to better ourselves in leadership. I do believe that Maxwell achieved his objectives in teaching how to grow as a leader. He talks about how you never leave a level behind as it's always a part of you. In addition, he explains that leadership is not a destination, it is a journey. It is not a noun, but a verb. John goes on to say while managing people, you can be at different levels with different employees. Therefore, you must manage people individually, as what works for one will not work for the other. He emphasizes that it takes a lot of work to move up, but it is very easy to slide back down. Lastly, said that great leaders do not fear starting over. Once you make it to level 4 or even 5, that you know what is needed and look forward to challenge when you change positions or employment. I found this all very interesting and can see how this can be applied. Though the book does have some weaknesses, I would recommend it to those looking to lead or are already leaders. This book does a great job in teaching how to move forward and why you should always be looking to move up the levels. Maxwell's advice is sound and very easy to apply. John is great at encouraging, motivating, and setting up realistic expectations of management. I think this is very important because especially as new leaders, we oftentimes think that we should move up the levels much quicker and that we should never be going back down. Being a leader takes a lot of work, but the reward is far greater in the end as you learn to lead and grow future leaders. Again, I thank you for attending this presentation. I hope you found it informational and are interested in reading the book. At this time, I will take any questions that you may have.